Every now and then, I'm going to be coming on here to express thoughts and opinions on certain news stories and give my 2 cents on other people's opinions and possibly debate some stuff. When I say debate, I don't mean argue and start saying that everyone's rubbish, all the wrestlers are terrible, and that people should die and stuff like that. I mean debate as in give my logic towards certain things, because I feel that sometimes it kind of like lacks and people are too set in their ways to really be kind of budged. I just want to give like some opinions, if I may. Let's start off with Carlito's comments on the Shield. Now, Carlito had said that two members of the Shield should stop believing in the Shield and start believing in the gym. Now, I'm guessing that he's meaning Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, because Roman Reigns is a beast, and the fact that he can stand toe to toe against Kane and make Kane look tiny is really impressive. Basically, my opinion on the thing, the whole go to the gym thing seems to be one of those let's quickly find an insult, because I don't have an insult there at the moment. Now, I've got all the respect in the world for Carlito, and I think that he is a brilliant wrestler. I just don't like the fact when I hear other wrestlers bicker or have really snarky comments to make about other people's physiques. Thing is, some people can't get muscle as quickly as others. And as soon as people like Carlito start realizing that, and just because there's no insult that he can really get, it's like kind of a go home insult kind of thing. It kind of made the respect for Carlito go down a little bit, which was kind of sad to see, because Shield, I love the Shield. I think the Shield are doing brilliantly. I don't think that they've got anything to worry about. Now they've got the gold, and that's brilliant. Next one that I'm going to be speaking about is Curt Axel's push. A lot of people have an issue with Curt Axel's push. The fact that he's one of Triple H's, choices. People don't like that, because I think it's because of the fact that whenever Triple H has wanted something, 9 times out of 10 he's gotten it. Now, I've got that kind of worries as well. But one thing that I'm happy with is at least it's a guy like Curt Axel that is getting pushed. And the fact that his first match as Curt Axel was against Triple H. People have a problem with this because he didn't win cleanly, and Triple H had his concussion that he was playing to. And it was like, well, would you have wanted it to be someone else? Everyone's always going on about wanting to push young guys. That's one argument that always gets out there. WWE never pushes the young guys. Well, he's pushing Curt Axel, and there's tons of young guys in the company that they do push. It does seem like to me, yeah, at times it's always the same people that are on top, but they're pushing young guys. Let's not start like pretending. But you turn the coin around, and people also say that they were disappointed in it being Curt Axel. And the fact that it should have been Rob Van Dam being Paul Heyman's new client. You want there to be young people being pushed, but you want an elderly Rob Van Dam to come into the business and win the title. You all made quite a big deal about that. I don't get that. See, it's that kind of logic that I just don't understand. You want young talent to be pushed, but you want Rob Van Dam to come to WWE and become champion because he's Paul Heyman. It had to be Curt Axel. Because it just makes sense. It's just, he's a young guy. He's been working for 5 years in WWE, over 5 years even. That he deserves it. He's worked really hard, and that was another thing that people had said, that he doesn't deserve it. He's been in the developmentals for years and years and years. I think he deserves it, and he's good enough. And one final thing that I need to say is his name. You don't like Curt Axel as a name. You didn't like Michael McGillicuddy because it didn't resemble his father, or it didn't resemble his name. So it's like, so you don't like Michael McGillicuddy, but you don't like Curt Axel either, even though it's a combination of two names from his family. What would you want him to be called? Kurt the Axe Perfect Junior Hennig? Is that the kind of name that you're wanting? You want us to be completely patronized, yet you think that this is a PG show and you don't like it, and it's just, I don't get you. I don't understand the logic behind any of this. And it does honestly drive me mad, the fact that no one ever gives new wrestlers a chance. People just quickly target them and say that they're going to go nowhere just because of stupid stuff. I think Curt Axel is doing a brilliant job, and I see big things for him in the future. Keep going, Curt Axel, and prove the non-believers wrong. I know that you can do it. Let's just calm ourselves down a bit. James Storm will be out of action for 6 to 8 weeks because of an abdominal tear. Now, this unfortunately will be a big problem because he's supposed to have a secret partner with its Slammiversary. Now, I'm hoping that TNA will be able to write something else in, and that James Storm will be back in 6 to 8 weeks. At least he's working hard for his return. I've expressed opinions on TNA in the Raw review, and I think that TNA, I think they should just, as long as they keep doing what they're doing, they shouldn't have a problem. And as long as they're able to write up something quickly for James Storm's absence, as in, like, maybe have like a different tag team partner. I know that people are going to be angry because this has been scheduled and that it has to be this way, even though WWE are allowed to change things and mess us about. TNA is not allowed to do that. I've expressed the double standard thing from TNA to WWE. I like both companies. I'm not a fanboy to either one. I think both companies are brilliant and are good. So hopefully James Storm gets better. I'm happy that he's still working hard and he's not just sitting home, just whinging, eating ice cream. And I just hope that TNA is able to write something. But we will see at Slammiversary whether or not this happens. Back to kind of like positive-esque kind of news. Jerry Lawler says sorry about the stroke comment he made on Raw. Personally, the stroke comment didn't offend me. And with a lot of people being offended about a lot of things throughout the years that wrestling promotions do, it's kind of refreshing with the fact that someone will say sorry before it gets into public attention. I don't think much people would have known much or really noticed or cared about the stroke comment. But he apologized to Triple H for it. He apologized. And my opinion on people who say sorry, it's good to say sorry as long as you understand where you've gone wrong, and as long as you get, and you're not just going to say sorry and then just continue doing the same old that you were apologizing for. I don't like when people say sorry and then repeat offend. That's quite an irritating thing to see, and I know that wrestlers have done this in the past. I'm not going to name any names because they're pretty obvious who I'm meaning. And yeah, that's been some wrestling thoughts and news and all that stuff. And yeah, I will see you all later. Bye.